I'm headed to church. I'm a little behind my usual schedule, but it's kind of been a rough week, so, you know, a lot of people are like, let go and let God. Let go and let universe. Let go and let God of your understanding, or not, or the Disneyans. Make like Elsa and let it go. I'm gonna go surround myself with like-minded people and try to de-stress. That's what it all boils down to. 7:45. I've had an interesting day. Came home from church and cleaned up some blood that was in the kitchen. We got a storm rolling in, and oh, lightning. And I guess, yeah. Oh, it doesn't do it justice just how dark that is. I didn't even get a picture of my dinner. It'll be raining shortly. To clarify, my dad had been trimming up a piece of pork that he plans to put in the smoker tomorrow morning. And stopped and did all his first aid. And there's just this one bit of floor that he had paused at to get some ice out of the freezer. And so he didn't realize. And then I made some pancakes. And then, you know, I've been puttering around mostly and messing with this plastic game that I've been playing, Atlas Earth, which is why I was out there while the storm was rolling in, trying to get some rare ground. That's been fun. I really need to work on my editing. I got like maybe 2 things done for my bajillion church projects, one of which being a anybody can edit it schedule. And hi, dog. The dog is freaking out because it's about to rain. There's going to be a lot of it for a couple hours at least. I've got laundry to put away. I was watching a YouTube video going in depth on a show that I used to watch on Cartoon Network called More Oral, and man, I'm falling asleep. It being 1 something in the morning, I've got to sort myself out and call it a night. The storm earlier was not too bad. Word has it there was a tree down on the highway on the way into town. I guess I'll find out more about that later on. And mostly out of boredom and looking to see what all was, what I was going to be expecting, because this box is kind of small for what I was told it was. So my dad ordered a computer. It's probably going to be here Thursday. He told me this box is a mouse and keyboard, Bluetooth, so the computer will be hooked into my TV, which is easily twice the size of a regular monitor, and then some, maybe. Bluetooth mouse and keyboard. So I don't have to sit right up in front of it. This thing is tiny and sleek. It's pretty sweet. The mouse isn't much larger. The mouse isn't, larger's not the word I'm looking for. They're small. This is a plus. They're also rechargeable. I don't have to constantly stick batteries in them. I didn't look to see if the if the computer is going to require a Bluetooth USB plug-in, if these have that, if these are just meant to Bluetooth into things that already have Bluetooth capabilities like tablets. I'm gonna have to look into this stuff. But Thursday's just around the corner. I've been working really hard today, and I'm just, everything's a mess. But I have a little bastion of sanity over here, and it's perfect. And I'm going to park it though. I'm gonna watch some TV before I have to go and get my kids, and I don't feel the least bit bad about this. This is the the bottom of the bag Frosted Mini Wheats. It's off-brand, even it's malted milk, right? And milk. So for some reason, and Frosted Mini Wheats are like the worst for this, the shredded wheat kind. Just the crumbs in the bottom of the bag, it kind of turns into a sludge when it hits the milk. And I know some people hate that. My friend Jessie is one of those people, but for Frosted Mini Wheats especially, I love this. And my kids have not wanted Frosted Mini Wheats much lately, so they won't miss it. I finished all the South Park that was on HBO Max. So I'm actually rewatching a few earlier seasons. And then I'm going to sort myself out and go get my kids. Okay, I am home again. I got my kids home. That was a bit much. I stopped on the way home because they desperately wanted milkshakes from Whataburger. But despite having having made myself take a break and have some food earlier, it's actually dinner time now. So the control panel on the smoker quit working. So the pork butt did not get smoked. And my dad is super unhappy about that. And the control panel that got water in it from the rain and would not work, that cost about half as much as the smoker would normally. So the pork butt happened in the oven. Looks like somebody added shredded cheese to the macaroni and cheese. I really hate that. It makes it gritty and weird. Because the oils separate, and it's irritates the living daylights out of me, and I would have declined if I knew it was going to be gritty like that. And this is a jalapeno cheese dip my mom made. I guess it goes okay with the pork butt and everything. And I am working on some water because I need to get hydrated. I am gonna take a look at the Game of Thrones prequel, like House of the Dragon or whatever it is. I keep passing it because I'm like, nah, maybe another time, but I'm gonna take a look at it. Okay, if I was just gonna watch, maybe 1 or 2 episodes, I'm gonna end up watching all 3 episodes that were available. My ring light's on really too bright, but it's also behind the inversion table currently. I've got the antique sewing machine moved from this spot over here, and I'm really considering even taking down the TARDIS poster and maybe even my Legolas daggers. I have this roll of green bulletin board paper, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. It's a big one. It's a big one. To do some green screen stuff over here, and I have this chunk of wall free. That could be really cool, especially if I can get the hang of You know what? TikTok does it automatically. I could make green screen stuff on TikTok. And if I can do that, I can probably find a how-to do it in different editing software. I opened up and had a look at, I should put this down, at the Bluetooth keyboard and mouse my dad got me. And it doesn't have a little extra little USB nib that you stick into the machine. So I asked him, are you sure this thing has Bluetooth? Because otherwise it's not going to be able to connect. It's a little tiny little keyboard. It's pretty sweet. And he checked. It's got Bluetooth. This could be so much fun. So with the broken smoker, he decided to order a new smoker. So he's, I guess, compulsive shopping a bit. And I have nothing going on tomorrow, so I am able to go and pick that up for him. He even put me on the order as the alternate pickup person. So he could go pick it up himself, or I can go and have him loaded into the truck. But new smoker, because there's still brisket in the freezer, what are we going to do with it? We have to have a smoker. I'm thinking it's my allergies, but my sinuses are not happy, and my throat is not happy either. So I feel like my voice, it hasn't been affected yet, but it could get that way. Feels like I've been trying to swallow sandpaper. It's not comfortable. But that's why all the water, proper hydration, and all that. Drink your water. It's good for you. Well, it's not nature's fruit juice, because fruit juice is nature's fruit juice. If you're not familiar with bash.org, I apologize for telling you about it. I consider it a precursor to Reddit. I did the thing again where I don't record because I have a busy day. And then I have to, like, spell everything in a boring 4-minute block of video. So I go drop my kids off at school. And my dad texts me that his order of a smoker, meat smoker, is ready at the sporting goods store. So I eventually get through this blasted light that was broken. Right? There's a traffic light right in my way that took forever to get through because it was not working and the police were out directing traffic. I get over to the sporting goods store. He tried to load the smoker into the back of the truck, but honestly, this blasted thing, this truck has got a camper shell on it and then a whole bunch of stuff in the back. So that was not working well. They wound up loading the smoker into the cab of the truck. And then I went and picked up a loaf of bread and a couple other things at Walmart. Then I stopped in Tuesday morning and tried to get some of the coffee syrups I drink because they're cheaper there than on Amazon. Or even the Jordan Skinny Syrups website. Get home, fill out a whole packet worth of paperwork because as a divorced mom, Texas Child Support Division of the Attorney General's office regularly gives me paperwork to fill out. Hate that. Anyway, things are winding down. I made John a strawberry banana almond milk smoothie with boba. That actually was not bad. I'm getting really good at making boba. And now it's dinner time. Tacos, because we drink coffee and eat tacos around here, sometimes in the same meal. These are not breakfast tacos, however. These are pork. It's not quite carnitas. It's shredded pork that is leftovers from the pork butt that was supposed to go in the smoker before the smoker broke, with guacamole, cheese, and fresh cut onion, because there's got to be some kind of vegetable in here or I will lose my mind. And I'm having a diet tea, and I think my allergies are messing with me. I am out of episodes of House of the Dragon. I've watched The Sandman a few times. I finished South Park. I don't know what to watch. I'm sure there's some stuff I haven't finished. I'll find something. I will find some kind of TV to amuse myself. I know I will. Okay, my day is wrapping up pretty well. I wound up binge watching The Orville. I kind of wanted to watch The Expanse because I'm not quite finished with it. But not if my kids were going to interrupt me. And I couldn't guarantee that they wouldn't, so The Orville it was. I really like The Orville. They took Star Trek and took it in directions that Star Trek isn't allowed to go. While also maintaining everything we love about Star Trek. You know, sometimes it doesn't take itself seriously enough. I guess that can be a drawback. I got no editing done today. I'm gonna have some things to do tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure what Bruce was painting, but he came in here to get some red and black paint. We ended up taking some white paint as well. All good for a really solid color scheme. And he did clean up the brushes afterwards, so that's no problem. But he used so much paint that I got left with this weird blob of grayish purple. And so I put it on this canvas board I had laying around in such a way that it should make for an interesting texture once it's dry, but I'm hesitant to touch it. But the idea is, it's not a very interesting color, but the texture could be neat. I want to see how that winds up. It may need several days to get solid acrylic. Yeah, just old big lumps of acrylic. It takes forever to dry. Well, hopefully tomorrow will go smoothly. I've been shifting around all the stuff in my room. I called this little shop to see if they had my special caramel coffee syrup for like half what I get it on Amazon for. They didn't get any in, but apparently their trucks come on Wednesdays, and the guy who was also who I spoke to yesterday said he did not mind at all if I want to call up every Wednesday to see if they had it. Top-notch service. You know, I just want my coffee. Most of the stuff there is aimed at grandma's, but I just want my coffee to taste good. I have got a chunk of time before I have to pick up my kids, in which to get a few things for dinner, mail some important documents to the Attorney General's office, because they said I had to, and drop a box of stuff off at Goodwill. Things could be going smoother, although my mom and my dad both are of the opinion that trying to go to Tai Chi tonight would not be in my mom's best interest, so she's gonna skip this one, go to a little party that their class is having, I guess, on Saturday with my dad, and then I guess I'll drive her on Monday. So that's one less thing for me to be concerned about today, this evening. Also had a discussion with my dad about, this is your amp, right? He's like, yes, that's my amp. Sitting in front of my amp, right? Yes, sitting in front of your amp. Why are both the amps in my room? You're right. I need to find a place to put my amp. Where's my bass? I point to the guitar rack, holding two of my guitars and his bass. And we recalled that I had, in fact, borrowed the bass from him to see if I would have an easier time playing it. We're not very talented, but we do amuse ourselves. Then he wondered where the location of his microphone might be, and I said it's either in the drawer, and I pointed to the drawer where I keep guitar cables and my pedal, or it's in the living room. I'm so glad I can have these kind of discussions with my dad. So we're making plans for when the next brisket comes out of the freezer and goes into the new smoker. Of course, we've got to burn off any, manufacturing chemicals that might still be in the smoker after we take all the manuals and packing whatever out of it. I can use some boring currently. Boring is good. We can't really handle much more exciting stuff happening right now. I'm still having a really bad headache. It's been a lot of days. I've lost track of how many days this headache has been coming and going. It doesn't completely stop unless I take something for it. And I don't mean Tylenol. Tylenol does take the edge off of it a little bit. I'll have to take some when I get home. And I think I may be coming down with a round of bronchitis. One thing at a time. Oh, now you went out of here. The dog was hanging out with me because the raindrops scared the living snot out of him. And I shut my door so I could record quietly. But my dad just came back in because of the thunder, because he was weed whacking, and now sitting here with a dog pretending that he's suffering because the door's shut. It's dinner time. I fixed some Stranger Things Surfer Boy pizza for my kids. Special request from John. The grown-ups are having... I will let you out in just a moment. Grown-ups are having grown-up food. Like salad with raspberry vinaigrette, low-calorie Kraft dressing. That is as a heel off of the sourdough loaf that we're almost done with. Lemon pepper rotisserie chicken, and okay, yeah, I snuck in a half slice of pizza. I am also drinking my water that is fruit flavored and sweet because why would I make myself suffer? Orange vanilla Mio with vitamins. I don't know how long I'm gonna have any kind of Wi-Fi for my TV to work, so relax, you're okay. So I might be able to watch TV, I might not. I finished the first season of The Orville, and I remembered a good chunk of it from when I tried to watch it before, so I am all set to dig into season 2. There were a couple of times where I considered taking a break and watching Hyperdrive instead, because I haven't watched that in a while. Mostly I want to watch The Expanse, but I don't want to wear myself out on that too fast, because the series is coming to a close, and I'm going for comedy right now. I need comedy. I did get some work done on my room today. I got a large picture frame like this one. This is super cheap material, okay? It's just straight up cardboard back here with picture hangers. These black edges, there are 4 of them, they all just come all the way off, and there's a clear sheet of plastic. Super lightweight, so it does less damage to the wall. But because the entire thing comes apart, it's really easy to just pop a bunch of photos in there, and it looks all bizarre, it looks messy, and it just really comes across as the way my family is. It's very genuine. So of course there's no actual portraits. Like there's some school photos of the boys in it, the elementary school photos. So there's kindergarten, second grade, third grade, fifth grade, and they look cute. I took Bruce's kindergarten photo, a wallet-sized one, to his room earlier. I held it up in his face and was like he smiled real big looking at it. And then he looks at me, he grabs this lighter off his desk and tried to set the photo on fire. I'm like, no. And he didn't get glasses until a year later. So we know how old he was in that photo. And he was just so little and sweet, and about 5 or 6 years old. I'm like, what happened to my baby? You know, he's an odd duck, but he stays out of trouble, so whatever. He's good to his friends. Everybody knows Bruce. Everybody likes Bruce. When did I become the mom of a high school? I'm behind on my sleep. I need to go catch up on that. I have got a massive headache that will not quit, that's been going for days. There was a lot of shuffle this morning. Getting the boys out the door to school, going into town to fuel up, back to the house, packing John's lunch, getting John from the school, going to the dentist office, back to the school again, and then to the grocery store. And I barely had a moment to think, but I was standing in line at the checkout waiting to pay at the grocery store, and I checked the news and I see that Queen Elizabeth has passed. Because of course the news would just plaster this everywhere. Did she beat, I don't know, she might have beat the record for the longest reigning monarch in the world. I don't know. And regardless of anybody's feelings about the monarchy, I know some folks rather conflicted. She seemed like a real honorable lady. She seemed pretty cool as far as world leaders go. And she was part of some amazing things. She has seen so much of it. I guess technically she's also a World War II veteran, right? Why am I asking questions and expecting an answer? I'm not. My head is killing me. I need to go home. They moved the enchilada sauce. And I checked like 3 different aisles before I finally found it. Near the ketchup. Not near the pasta sauce. Not near the beans and rice. You'd never find it on the international aisle. Not here. No. Tacos. Enchiladas. That's as natural as breathing. This makes me wonder about supermarkets, or I guess maybe just markets in the UK, whether they have Indian food on the shelves. Like would you find naan right next to the regular bread, the way that you find tortillas and hot dogs and sandwich bread all together in one spot? One thing I picked up that was specifically requested was a large bottle of margarita mix. I did not get the same disappointing one as last time, though. This one has instructions for blended margaritas. I'm not sure that I'll be having any, but I got the bottle. John had asked about getting boba tea right after his dentist appointment, but he had just gotten scrubbed up, and I didn't want to immediately give him sugar for the drive back over to the school. So one thing led to another in this conversation, and now we have a bet. He does not believe that I will make lemonade and put boba in it. I think it sounds good. I'll make it with brown sugar. I have lemon juice as well, although that was purchased for a different reason. Brown sugar lemonade with boba. Yeah. I don't know if it'll do anything for my headache. I'm starting to wonder if all the pollen is giving me a sinus infection. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I hope I get some rest. And at some point my new computer is supposed to arrive today. I need a vacation. So I went home, put the groceries away, ate a banana, and then immediately went to go lay down, and I wound up having a nap. I woke up with just enough time to grab my shoes and keys and bring them out to the living room, set up a simple syrup so it would cool, using brown sugar instead of white sugar. I'm going to need that for later. And now I'm out getting my kids. If they could just take two mornings each week, or a morning and afternoon each week. Oh my goodness, I have to take care of D&D tonight. I keep looking for hyperdrive on my TV, but for some reason it's not finding it anymore. It's just giving me weird philosophical quotes and this really weird screen. I don't get it. So I'm like trying to find Red Dwarf, which they probably don't have because I think that it'll associate it. But I don't know. I don't know. It's getting weird, right? I cooked. I am flat out exhausted, but I cooked. This is a boba pearl stuck in my boba straw. This is a brown sugar lemonade with boba. I did good. I did really good with that. This is Mexican street corn that I actually roasted in the oven from frozen and thawed, rather than using the canned stuff because it's a little bit better that way. Of course, I've topped it with tahini. I left the tahini out of the bowl because John doesn't like tahini. That's fine. There's a tiny amount of refried beans because I was making them anyway, and I'm already super congested, so it doesn't really matter if I'm coughing extra. I'm already coughing. And these are the enchiladas I made. This is a shredded pork that was left over from yeah, I am right in the middle of something. Be silent for a moment. Shredded pork left over from a different round of cooking stuff, wrapped in a corn tortilla, smothered with red enchilada sauce. I don't know if you can actually see any, but it's in there. And then cheese. I'm gonna see if I can find. Oh, it looks like there is a Red Dwarf option. Oh, and Hitchhiker's Guide. I'll find something to watch. My room has been disheveled because my new computer has arrived. There's bubble wrap next to me. There's a box in front of me. Little pieces of plastic everywhere. My dad was opening packaging with my fabric scissors because that was what was sitting on the craft table. It's a really nice computer, and he's really trying to get it working and everything with the TV, but it's not working with the TV. It has HDMI ports, but it won't display onto the TV because it's being a pain in my neck. I've skipped or postponed or whatever Dungeons and Dragons with the children tonight because I could not fathom the thought of putting a headset on and listening to them talk. Something's up with the computer. The drivers he was downloading weren't working. He does actually work for the computer company. That is the brand that he purchased, so he does know the technology that he's messing with very well. So if he says it needs a thing, and he's gonna go look and see if he can find the thing, I know better than to go meddling, although I am kind of tempted to unplug a couple of things and shift things around in ways that I would normally try before bothering him with, hey, it's not working. I'm more likely to do that with computers than with cars, because I've been messing with computers and computer components since I was like 8, but my head hurts really bad. So my dad fixed me a whiskey sour because the Tylenol's not cutting it. I was deeply entrenched in an episode of Hyperdrive. I did finally find it by searching for Red Dwarf. And it's the one where they run into Claire Winchester. And I was in the episode. Cliffhanger style. Don't leave me hanging. And sure enough, the power went out for a good 10 seconds. And then I was distracted. So I'm going to get back to it, despite the mess in here. Man, this road is bumpy. I've dropped my kids off at their schools, and I am headed to a town where I can use just back roads easily to get home, so that I can pick up a sheet of plywood that's been cut on one side. So that'll be fun. I've got to go get a 4-foot by 8-foot piece and have them cut 1 foot off the long end, or the long side, I should say. So I get an 8-foot by 3-foot piece and an 8-foot by 1-foot piece, because of course I would want to in the kitchen talking lumber with my dad before 8 a.m. So here I go to the lumber. The way the back of this pickup is set up, though, it's not going to contain the entire 8 feet of wood, so I'm going to have to tie the little glass window back there down. So I had forgotten this. I ran back in the house after my kids were already in the truck. I said, hold up, can't kidnap without a rope. Came back with this. They didn't ask any questions. They're this used to me. I can make jokes like this, and it's just they don't even notice. I didn't record anything last night. I almost did. Instead, I fell asleep in my clothes after 2 whiskey sours because my head was killing me, and my dad had just learned to make whiskey sours. And he showed me how to make whiskey sours. So, of course, I had to have one, find out I like them, and then I need to learn to make it myself. That's absolutely a valid reason. But man, I was so tired yesterday. I needed that nap in the middle of the day. And then I'm not surprised that I fell asleep when I did. I don't feel as bad about not recording last night, though, having switched to weekly. So, I think I can go a little easier on myself there. Alright. Lumber time. So I got the plywood pieces home. I got a chunk of it put in the hallway floor as a temporary fix until we can rip everything apart, fix and rebuild as we need to. I've been working on like a computer thing that my dad got me set up for. Pulled the broken smoker off the front porch. I had help, I wasn't moving that. Shifted the new smoker into place, took a busted up old portable water cooler. It's like a picnic cooler. It keeps things cold, but it's a jug. It's like a 5-gallon or 3-gallon jug meant for keeping. It's hard to explain. If you watch any American football, that is the tank of Gatorade with a spigot that they dump over the coach's head when they win. I'm not capable of describing American football in such a way that doesn't sound barbaric. Sorry. That whole religion confounds me. I don't understand it. The football fandom has got some really good grub at their watch parties, though. Great food at their watch parties. Go sports ball. I got an email that an elderly friend from church had passed away yesterday. Her name was Jan. She was one of our pianists, and services for her will be happening on the Saturday after this one. I'm gonna pick up my kiddos, head home, and try to get some dishes done. My headache's really bad today. I'm probably not helping that any by listening to music on repeat. I do that sometimes. Yesterday I was listening to Boat on the River by Styx on repeat, and today I'm listening to Keith Whitley, I'm No Stranger to the Rain. I really like that song. I've been digging into my dad's music because I'm driving his truck and his USB stick is in the console. And for some reason his Styx album is on there double, so it plays it. So they'll play the song and play the song again, and they'll go to the next song and play that song twice, and the next. Yeah, every single one of them is doubled. So if you don't want to listen to Mr. Roboto and you want to go on to the next song, you have to hit it twice. And that album does not have Renegade. But I hadn't heard Boat on the River before, so that was a nice find. Love it. I must have listened to it like 30 times yesterday. And I guess I need to set up some software when I get home if I'm not busy doing dishes. But the front porch had been pretty full, and now we can get to the grill for burgers this evening. My FBI agent was moving stuff for me, so my emotional support human, same human. You know, when John was tiny, he would refer to people as humans, and I explained it to him a few times that saying people were humans made it sound like he was not human. Like that seemed to be not inclination. What is the word I am looking for? Not quite intonation either. Implication. That's the word I needed. Yeah, that seemed to be the implication. It's like, but what are you supposed to do when your feet are cold? Put them on you, or Bappa, that's my dad, or humans. I was like, first of all, no, you're supposed to put on some socks. I got to the middle school too early. The line is long, and people are waiting. Yeah, people are trying to turn left in. Oh, I wish I could see whether or not these people are trying to get around me. This will be fun. I am flipping exhausted, but I managed dinner. I cooked. Again, I grilled, actually. I was also toasting brioche buns on the kitchen table. Not table? On the stovetop in a pan with lots of butter. And they turned out delightful. Everybody was super happy about it. I had a ridiculous time getting the propane tank on the grill to open because I guess my dad is a torque wrench, because that thing was shut, cemented, super glued, bricked into place. That thing was not moving. I had John try, because he's also got, genetics. John's got my dad's bear paws, and seems to have skipped a generation. I guess thankfully, because I don't know what I would do with that. And finally Bruce was able to get it turned on by wiggling it, trying to go more closed, and it finally opened. So I was able to grill burgers. That has a slice of American cheese, mayo, a little bit of mustard, brioche bun, at the bottom, uncondimented, but yes, toasted, and a nice big side salad with my low-calorie raspberry vinaigrette dressing that I'm always eating these days. I'm having a diet citrus tea, although I really want an iced coffee. I'm gonna try to finish the did I finish? I'm not sure where I was at with Hyperdrive. I think I was watching it when the power cut off. There was something about a inspection, or like a J-level inspection. That was amusing. I can't remember where I'm at. I think I was in the middle of an episode. I'm gonna give it another run. I don't know how many episodes there are, but whatever. I'm amused. Oh, it's I'm starting on season 2. Looks like. And my kids are loud. Okay. I think that suits me. I chopped a good chunk of my hair off. Ow. Just seemed like the thing to do at the time. And I have some shorter layers, a little less bulk, and some bangs. My hair's parted funny. It's been sitting in a ponytail, but once these get soaked, yeah, the curls will be popping. So I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. This morning, I guess I wasn't paying attention because I was dropping my kids off and then immediately going for plywood. This afternoon, I noticed that the flags at the schools were at half-mast, and so I took a look at Google, looking for the John is loudly playing video games with his friends because it's Friday night and he has no reason to be awake in the morning, and they need social time. So I looked online, and sure enough, Texas.gov, the flags across the state are at half-mast. I'm sure there are foreign dignitaries we wouldn't bother to do that for. There's a lot of countries in the world. Like who's in charge of Ecuador or Namibia? I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay, I don't even know who the Prime Minister of Australia is. So I snagged my YouTube channel name on Reddit because it occurred to me somebody might it's conceivable somebody could to try to grab that, and I don't want that to happen. So yoink. My goodness, he's loud. So tomorrow I guess my dad's gonna try to break in the new smoker with a brisket, and there's some martial arts event I guess they're gonna go do. It's like a party rather than some class or tournament or whatnot. It's just a get together. And I guess my dad's gonna go with so that she's got someone to drive. And I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I'll catch up on my rest. That would be really, really good. Alright, it's a little late in the day, but that's fine. It's been a little bit busy, a little bit crazy. I got my boots nice and cleaned up after a little expedition to the river a couple of weeks ago. I did a little bit of editing, not a lot, but a little, and that's more than zero. I've been working on laundry, I've been clearing up in my room, trying to get things a little less stressful. I haven't put away this stuff yet because my inversion table is over against my closet door because my dad has a hard time slipping past it because he's twice my size, and we've been doing computer stuff. I cut my mom's hair for her. It's a little bit longer than mine. Still, it's like I guess here, but just sometimes that bottom 5 inches can, especially if you have a habit of, can lead to a lot of breakage, and it looks nice. And they're out at some dojo banquet something. I don't know. They got all dressed up and they went to go do the thing. She hasn't been able to go to her classes just yet, so she really wanted to go to this. I have made dinner for myself and my boys, and I made a lot of it so that they could just go hog wild. This is instant mashed potatoes. I will not be having any fights on this because the brand Idahoan is really good. It's just 2 to 4 cups, depending on the size of the packet, of boiling hot water. Then you chuck in the packet and the loaded baked, and also the buttery garlic one. Both absolutely wonderful. This one's loaded baked. This is stuff I just rummaged out of cupboards. You know, pantry casserole, just whatever's in there, you do it. So I had a package of penne pasta, 3 cans of chicken, and a weird little cardboard container of Ragu cheddar cheese sauce. And my kids think that's great, so, you know, play to your audience, right? And I've added salad to mine. They had no interest in doing that. And this is an iced coffee with oat milk, and I'm out of my caramel syrups. So what I did was I added a little bit of stevia and some lavender simple syrup that my dad had gotten with a bottle of regular simple syrup that he uses for mixing drinks. It's interesting, and it's very floral. And I am about halfway through watching the remake for 3:10 to Yuma because I have been putting that off and putting it off and putting it off, and the library would really like to get it back tomorrow. Christian Bale is just knocking it out of the park. I really like seeing the bigwigs, like Russell Crowe as bad guys. Love that. And I think it's Peter Fonda. I'm pretty sure it's Peter Fonda as the injured fella. But it's getting good. It's getting good. Gotta love a good Western. Okay, it's been a long evening. I fell asleep for a little bit playing a game on my phone, but yeah, then I woke up, tried to watch a YouTube video, and fell asleep in the middle of that. I think the exhaustion is getting to me. Alright, in the morning, I gotta be somewhere, go help with the camera. So I need a good night's sleep, and I also have to leave here kind of early to help set up. And on top of all of that, pick up somebody who needs a ride. But I don't actually have to be anywhere until after 10 a.m. So, not exactly first thing. Hopefully I'll get some editing done tomorrow. It has been a long week and everything's been weird. Thanks for sharing my week with me.